Hi, this is Keitho of Brain Break with Randy and Keitho. I just want to pass on a story Randy told me when he recently drove me home from the hospital. But first, I want to let you see the nursing station's mascot, Abby Cadaver. I got a kick out of Abby because my son has a 12-foot tall skeleton in our backyard named Skelly that has become the talk of the neighborhood. So without further ado, let me turn it over to Randy to share his story.
Anyway, so I'm driving back from Phoenix and I pass out because my heart is not working well enough. And I end up coming to on McKellips, south of Scottsdale. And I end up thinking I'm going to hit the car ahead of me. And I wouldn't have because of all the safety things built into that Subaru. But I didn't think quickly enough, so I just drove off of the road into an arroyo, and I did $10,000 worth of damage to this brand new, $30,000 Subaru. And so I came home, and they were working on the home, and I came in and sat down in the living room, and they were doing the flooring all around me. Debbie says, "Don't you want to just go back to the bedroom when it's quiet?" "No, I'm good." And I fell asleep for an hour. So when I finally woke up, I said, "Oh, by the way, I had an accident on the way home." And I went out and looked at it, and I said, "It's not too bad." And she said I just wasn't making sense. So she took me up to our hospital, and they were convinced that I had a TIA. And so I was there for 2 or 3 days and was told to go see my primary care. And he got me in the same day, and he said, "I don't think you had a TIA." He said, "I think it was your heart, your AFib." And so then I went to my electrophysiologist, and the partner, who's also my doctor, just happened to be there. And he said, "I want you to wait so you can talk to me." And I said, "Okay." So I ended up waiting about 3 hours because of his schedule. But then he came in and he said, "Randy," he says, "you did not have a TIA." He said, "I'm so angry at that hospital, why they didn't call us. You've had services from us there and they didn't call us." He said, "You didn't have a TIA." And so he went on to explain the difference between AFib and a TIA. And he says, "We need to have a heart monitor put in you so we know what's going on. Because your AFib is much worse than what we think it is based on when you come into the office." So, okay. Fine, let's do that. And so they scheduled me for like the 30th or 31st of December, which is just a few days hence, to get this put in before the end of the year because I'd already met my deductible. And it was pretty interesting. It helped them understand how bad my heart was really working. But I think sometimes the doctors just say, TIA, because the TIA, it can be it's kind of like cold. It can be a lot of things. So, but then they did an ablation. That was a neat experience. Debbie and I both fasted and prayed that the doctor, my primary care, wanted to do it, would do it, but he was going to be a medical school professor. He didn't have a lot of time before he was leaving to do that. He was going to lose surgical privileges where he was at. And so I went and asked him, and I didn't even have to give him my sales pitch, let alone Debbie's. And he said, "If you're thinking about having that surgery, I'd be honored to do it." And I said, "I'm thinking about it, and I only want you to do it." And he said, "Okay." He said, "We'll take care of it." And it was supposed to be a 90-minute operation. It was 6.5 hours long.
Wow. We'll have to have you tell the rest of that story later.